The other day, we were watching Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, Episode 11 on the Patreon. There's a nice fight between two of our beloved characters in Awasaka, and the soundtrack is really good. I feel like the soundtrack for the entire anime is great. But anyway, I wanted to hear this piece without context of the anime so we can listen down a little stronger. All right, I'm excited. Let's go. All right, this one is called Joint Struggle. Oh, nice hi-hat work. All right, baby. Oh, I like it. Yeah, man. Obviously, it sounds different. The anime is not here. We don't have the dialogue happening, all the fight sound effects. That's all gone. You can listen down. Man, the groove in the beginning. Let's check out the guitar player. The like, it feels like 3 parts maybe. There it is. And some underneath. There's hold on. There's some feels like some maybe it's probably just residual of like the delay. It's so wet with reverb, and it feels like there's like a delay pedal going on. Yeah, the low end bass part is pretty cool. So rhythmically, that we're kind of based around that. It's obviously 16th notes or 8th notes, depending on what speed you're counting. It doesn't matter. But with the delay effect, you're kind of getting because it just has so much, I guess, echo. It lives for a while. There's so much reverb, and that delay effect is happening. It just kind of pushes the groove, and it just kind of continues on. But what's cool about it, there's a nice marriage of sounds here because on top of it, it like feels like, I don't know, ghost-like. You get this like high-pitched synth sound, and almost like a train whistle that's like falling and descending with it. So it's kind of like opposites attract here because they're very unrelated, but they work really well when you put them together. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to go skip there. Falls. It's gonna come back right here. And then, yeah, it's cool. Enter the kick drum. But listen to that. When it comes in, it's super dry. It's like as thin as a piece of paper, but you know, obviously it crescendos here, it gets thicker. The sound gets way more round, but more importantly, the hi-hat work that is on top of that is so cool because it exists between the transition and when the rock groove drops, man, the hi-hat is so present. Building. Here it comes. Listen to that. That's cool. It's very like Chili Pepper vibe-esque, but for me, it's the hi-hat part on top that makes that like really, really good. All right, back about 5 seconds. We'll let it go for a little bit. Nice hits too. Bass players pulling super hard, man. It's fuzzy right there. That could be some YouTube compression as well, but it feels like that player is really digging in because we're just getting solid roots right there. And everything that was present during that build, it's all there. So once everything drops and the volume is kind of maxed out there, the ghost train thing falling, it still sounds great. All right, back a couple seconds. Let's see what else they do with this. Ooh. Would have never heard that in the anime. Oh yeah, that's right where he connects. I remember that piano coming in. This is cool. Okay, let's not get into the drop yet. All this like reverse and kind of crazy sound and stuff that's happening here is very cool. There's some saxophone like stuff, maybe accordion. I'm not sure. I dig that. That's cool. Get the quarter note triplets in there. It's kind of offsetting, but it really works perfect for what's going on. Yeah, right there. Kind of decrescendo out of that. That's cool. All right, let's go on. Let's go. Wow, what a change. That's amazing. What a great piece of music. I would have never noticed all the stuff that's going on in there. And that's fine. I mean, soundtracks are soundtrack. It's impossible to notice everything. This is why it's important to go back and check this out. So obviously, the piano is the great part of this drop, and the scene changes, and we know that that connect happens. And the mood changes. Now, the mood changes extremely because we just broke down what was going on in the beginning, just on, surface level analysis. But listen to the bass player now, completely animated in comparison. They were pulling before, but now we're getting arpeggios. We actually have contour within the bass line, and it makes a huge difference. That's huge, man. And the progression is great too, right? It almost feels like we're playing some jazz standard just with all kinds of like funk in there and like super fuzzy tones. It's great stuff. Now, however, this could be a YouTube compression thing. The cymbal stuff that's going on now, it's like so staticky, muddy, if that makes sense, at least for the listening experience that I'm getting. Maybe that's on purpose. It is a pretty action-packed fight, so I don't know. But the piano part, obviously taking the lead here, but it's kind of difficult for me not to listen down to the bass player just because it's such an aggressive, abrupt change from what's before. But clearly that's the point in the music. There's one more thing we have to point out in the context of this phrasing right here. It's cool because we do get the piano change, the instrument introduction here, but then there's nothing on the downbeat. There's a space there. So that's like pulling the rug out, and you would expect there to be a really strong downbeat there, but there's not. And that makes it, in my opinion, super successful, and just the complete delivery of the change of the first 60 seconds into what we're getting now, because the piece is a minute. It's not even a minute 54 because there was blank space at the end. So it's under 2 minutes, but talk about two different like lives of music that are here. So we'll let it go on this time. All those little breaks, man. Boom, bum, king, bum, bum, bum. Almost metric right there. I was like, what's happening? What are they suggesting? But then we come back into it. The fill is great there in the drummer. All right, so the strings come in, and it's a very lyrical, open, huge legato melody. Remember, so we're at 128 really quick. Let me just show you. We'll come back in a second. Remember this contrast to the guitar work we had in the beginning. Talk about like theme and development. This is something completely different. Pretty awesome. It's almost too much, man. Like the kick drum is so syncopated. The bass player is really action packed right there. And then we have that beautiful legato string melody we're talking about. It's a lot to listen to. So if you're, I mean, I guess it does sound like the fight. Like normally I'd be like, what's, we're asking the listeners to kind of be in a lot of places right now. But considering the context of what's happening in the scene, I do think it makes sense. All right, let's go back to 130 here and we'll let it go out. Slap bass. And we end strong with the unison figure. Whatever it was. So you get the point. Okay, so that was a lot of fun for me. I definitely dig. So usually when we're watching a Patreon, if something like amazing happens in the soundtrack, I'd be like, hey, can someone comment the name of the piece if you happen to know it? And that was the case with this one. So that makes it a lot more fun to go back and check out. My name is DrumRollTony. Come watch some Jujutsu Kaisen with me on the Patreon. We'll watch a bunch of anime. JoJo's, Fieden, Delicious in Dungeon, 86, Kids on the Slope, Code Geass, what else? Solo leveling. It's a lot of fun. Anyway, link for all the socials down in the video description below. Please and thank you. Click the like button, subscribe to the channel so you can catch the next one. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. YouTube thinks you want to watch one of these two. Have a great day. Take it easy. Bye-bye.